course, grade readers. Today we're going to use Epic Books to learn about how to become great readers of nonfiction text. And we're going to be looking at features that nonfiction books have that fiction books might not have. And we've also been learning about animals and science. So we're going to learn about a very interesting bird. And in this book, they use measurements to compare and contrast the size of a hummingbird, just like we measure things with paper clips and blocks. So let's get started. We're going to be reading this book on getepic.com. And if you go to the search bar and you type in hummingbirds, it's going to pull up a whole bunch of books about hummingbirds and about birds. So if you want to read more about hummingbirds when we're done, you can click one of these birds or one of these books. And we're going to go to How Big is a Hummingbird? And here's the title, How Small is a Hummingbird by Kurt Waldendorf. And this book tells us it's going to introduce the size of a hummingbird through text, photographs, and measurement comparisons. And I want to remind you that with a nonfiction book, you don't have to read it in order. You can skip around and read things that look interesting to you. Today I want us to go to the very back of the book, and I want us to look at the glossary right here. Now remember, the glossary, it has words that might be interesting, or tricky, or something that is important in this book that we want to know. So we have the words insects. Insects are small animals with wings, 3 pairs of legs, and no backbone. Some insects are small in size to hummingbirds. Nectar. Nectar is a sweet liquid from flowers. Hummingbirds hover in front of plants and drink their nectar. Songbirds. And wingspan. A bird's wingspan is the distance from the tip of one wing to the other. A hummingbird's wingspan is shorter than any other bird's. So that's the glossary, and it has those interesting words. And if we go to the next page, you're going to see the index, and it tells you words and what page you can find them on. So if I wanted to read about wingspan, I could go to page 18 and read about that. So let's go to the front of this book. Look at the arrow here. When I turn the page, I just go to the edge of the book and I turn the page, click it. All right, so let's take a look. I'm going to read you a few pages, then I'm going to have you read a few pages with me. All right, a hummingbird is the smallest type of bird. How small is a hummingbird? While we're reading, I want you to be on the lookout for nonfiction text features. A hummingbird hatches from an egg. Each egg is the size of a coffee bean. Remember how nonfiction books have photographs? This book has a photograph of a nest, and it has a photograph of coffee beans to compare and contrast their size. Hummingbird eggs hatch in a nest. The nest is as wide as a quarter. So good readers make pictures in their head. So I'm thinking about how big a quarter would be in my hand, and I'm thinking, wow, that's the size of a hummingbird's nest. That is just so teeny tiny. Hummingbirds drink nectar from flowers. A hummingbird grows to be as long as a key. Oh, I spy a nonfiction text feature. I spy a bold print word. Remember bold print? It's darker than all the other words on the page, and it has thicker letters, and that tells me that that's an important word that the author wants me to know about. Now, on Epic Books, it's really cool because you can click on nectar, and it tells you how to say it. Nectar. Listen. Nectar. Yeah, I click the speaker button, and it tells me how to say it, and then here it tells me that it is a liquid produced by plants and used by bees in making honey. Click back off it. Hummingbirds drink nectar from flowers. A hummingbird grows to be as long as a key. Oh, in my mind, I am thinking of a key that I use to start my car, and I think that, wow, a hummingbird is as big as that key. I'm also noticing how beautiful that hummingbird is. Some insects are similar in size to hummingbirds. The hummingbird is the length of 2 bumblebees. Now, if I didn't remember what an insect was, I could click that, the definition would come up, and it would tell me what an insect is. There's 3 different definitions of what an insect would be. Hummingbirds do not weigh much. An adult hummingbird weighs as much as a dime. Oh, I'm thinking about holding a dime in my hand, and that does not weigh very much. I want you to read this page with me. We'll read it together. Take a look at the picture. That looks like a bird that I see around central Illinois, a robin. And so let's read together. A robin is a small songbird. It weighs as much as 5 hummingbirds. Wow, so 5 hummingbirds to weigh the same as a robin. Interesting. I want you to read this page to yourself. Did you learn that a hummingbird doesn't have many feathers and that an eagle has 7 times more than a hummingbird? A hummingbird's wingspan is the length of a crayon. A hummingbird beats its wings 80 times every second. Wow. So in the time that I say the word hummingbird, that's about a second. And in that second, the hummingbird has beat its wings 80 times. At night, a hummingbird finds a safe place to rest. It can rest on something as small as a pencil eraser. So here we are at the end of the book. So another nonfiction text feature that I spot is this Check It Out. And the Check It Out section, not all nonfiction books have this, but some do. And it tells you more interesting facts about hummingbirds. So if I want to read more about interesting facts, sometimes we call them fun facts, you could read those. Here's our glossary again. This is another nonfiction text feature that some books have. It tells you if you want to know more, you could go to the library and check out these books, or you could go to this website with your parent or teacher's permission. Here's our index telling us where those interesting words are found. And then in Epic Books, it has other books that you can read if you to learn more about nonfiction animals. Now, I'm going to go through the book one more time, and I want you to try and count either on your fingers or make tally marks of the nonfiction text features you see. There's the front of the book. How many did you find? I think I was able to spot 6. The ones that I found were index, glossary, bold print, photographs, and in some nonfiction books they have fun facts or check it out, and also how to learn more. All right, so we've learned about reading nonfiction books on Epic. And I'm going to go to the last page here. I want you to pick one of these books, and I want you to try and read it to yourself. I want you to be on the lookout for nonfiction text features. You have a little checklist that you can use to check off things that you spot when you're reading these books. Happy reading!